Hello, ladies and gentlemen. How are you all doing? Hopefully you're all right. I'm feeling good today. Feeling nice and clear. I feel like I'm on the right path to ascending my consciousness into a higher realm. And by that, I don't mean opening my third eye or practicing meditation to activate my 7 chakras. I'm seeking wisdom, truth, and love. And when that day comes, when your destiny ends and you fulfill your purpose in life, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about, because you'll either ascend or descend. Oh, that was kind of morbid. That was kind of a weird way to start the rant. Okay, well, what do you want from me? I'm only human. I'm trying to think of my sisters and brothers who refuse to believe in the Almighty Lord. They'll say things like, well, those who control this world, they're all in on it, you know? It's just a big joke, and whatever kind of ruse they're pulling on us, it's for them to know and us to wonder. And we'll never know what it means to be on the tippity top of the pyramid. We'll never know what they know. They'll say things like, what kind of God would create a world where you have to work to live? What kind of God would create a world where, if anything, all this is suffering until death, working your way through various circumstances of danger, ridicule, and misery? Well, as bad as this life is, things will be a lot worse in eternal darkness, in the depths of despair down there in Gehenna, if you don't believe. Just because you can't see something doesn't mean it isn't there. And I encourage anyone who doesn't believe in the Lord to give the Lord an open-minded, wholehearted chance. Welcome him into your life. And I don't mean in the good boy, follow the instructions type of way. I'm talking about in a spiritual way. I pray every day. I read the Bible as often as I can. I try to do things day in and day out that proceed my last and previous efforts. As long as you're working your way up higher and higher, connecting to the Lord more and more each and every day, I think that's all that matters. But you'll see. You'll see the Lord will speak to you in your dreams. The Lord will give you prophetic dreams. And the Lord will take away your pain. The Lord will give you an opportunity to be one with your purpose. Okay. Now that I overcame that obstacle, there's one more thing I need to mention. There's a couple different types of Christians. And I think a lot of them have religious trauma from a misguided religious upbringing. I think there are those types of Christians who believe only out of the fear of going to hell. Then there are those types of Christians who believe in a genuine way because they want to believe, because they see that the Lord Jesus loves them and that's the truth of this world. Truth is stranger than fiction. And And in all honesty, it doesn't really take a genius to figure out exactly what the tip of the top of the pyramid is doing. Back in ancient times, what would they use to cast spells upon others? Holy wood. Where's the sickest entertainment created in recent times? Well, that's Hollywood. When all these witches and all these practitioners, these Hollywood insiders, when they cast spells upon others, what do they use? Hexagrams. So what does the word hex mean? Well, it means to cast a spell. And right now, the whole entire world is under a spell. Space may be the final frontier, but it's made in a Hollywood basement. If you really look, you'll see all the symbols they use, all the codes, all the sign language. For those of you who know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about. And for those of you who think it's a crock of shit, keep living however you want. Keep on serving yourself, and you'll see. If you think you're a lonely person now who has no hope for this world, things will only get more miserable for you as time goes on. But trust me, when they do this, that's not I love you. Okay? That's not okay. I don't mean to just boast those hand symbols, but it's written in the Bible. What will they use? What's the mark of the beast? Well, why, that's 6 score times 3. Coincidence? I think not. Just so many coincidences. And if all these coincidences that accumulate and add up over time aren't enough to make you believe, if you need something that you can taste and touch and feel to believe, well, I understand that. But as for me, I can feel it, I could sense it on a spiritual level. And when people pray for me, I can feel it, and I could sense it on a spiritual level. When I was baptized, I felt my life change in a moment on a spiritual level. Just because you can't see it, taste it, touch it, or feel it doesn't mean it isn't there. And whose world is this right now? It's the devil's world. And things are only going to continue to get worse. I was just doing some shopping at a superstore, and could I find anything religious in there? Could I find any holy books in there? No. But I could find a whole lot of open gender anonymous books, saying it lightly. You know, a lot of rainbow colored flags. That's taught in the public school system every day now, isn't it? But where is Jesus and the good faith in the school system nowadays? Almost nowhere. Disappearing at an ever-increasing rate. And so are true believers. Don't let those who have religious trauma confuse you. If they were brought up, beaten by the belt, if they don't obey the law, pushed from a priest who's probably, being controlled by the elites himself, well then, I feel bad for them. But that doesn't mean that in this world there isn't light and darkness, good and evil. Because God has created a duality. And yeah, there's suffering and misery in this life. But like a yin to every yang, there must be a good and a bad. Life ain't always going to be peaches and rainbows. God doesn't owe you anything. And you gotta earn your way to heaven. You gotta earn your way to ascension. Life without pain would be nothing for someone like me. Don't let the devil confuse you. Don't let anyone cast a spell over you. And put on the whole armor of God and fight your way in a spiritual battle through the midst of this confusion, through the midst of the non-believers, and through the end times. Because if you put on the whole armor of God, there'll be something better for you. There'll be a light at the end of the tunnel. There's always going to be a light at the end of the tunnel. And if you prove to God that you believe, then He'll prove to you one day that He believes in you. Have a good night, everyone. I'll see you in the next one.